Yeah, hold on a second, Tom.
Okay. All right. So upon initial presentation, this project covered quite a few aspects. It covered Z-dike structures, some picnic pavilions, pre-plantings, and an 800-foot floating trail. And then next slide. So the most substantial ask, the most substantial portion of the ask came from that floating trail. That's 800 feet. Yeah, if we can go to the next slide, Allison. And so just kind of recognizing that this is primarily a recreation development project, I applied to the Land and Water Conservation Fund, and we were awarded $210,640 through that. And we were awarded, I was told that we've got like a 99% chance of that going through. The grant will be finalized in June and July. The main thing is that this is a 50% match program, and it would the money would primarily go toward the floating trail and the pavilions. Next slide. And so there on our little Montez Reservoir, you have kind of where that floating trail is proposed, as well as the picnic tables. And then let's go down to the next slide. So that's the picnic pavilion table, and then we'd also have some garbage cans associated with it. This is a very basic blueprint of the floating trail. And next slide. And that's kind of what it would look like on the ground. It would just have those 4-inch risers to be ADA accessible. And so let's get out of that. And then I have a timeline uploaded onto the WRI website as well. So after the last meeting, I was asked to break it down into 3 phases just to make it a little bit more palatable each year. And so to effectively do that and kind of decide how we're going to implement those phases, we put out a survey to the local angling group on Facebook and received 47 responses. Naturally, as it was an angling update page, most of the folks that responded were anglers, and they were most interested in the floating trail. Next, they were most interested in the picnic tables and then the kayak slide. Sorry, Allison, asking you to jump around a bunch, but would you mind pulling out that timeline?
Almost there.
Oh, thank you. So most respondents were most interested in that floating trail. A big ask for some comments that were given just in response to that survey was just that we open up the angling access on that north side. Currently, there's a walking trail, but they really want some better access. A lot of families go out there. We got some responses about ADA access, just folks wanting better access on the north side as well as on the south side where we currently have a dock. And so this is kind of what we broke it down into after meeting with the aquatics manager and the reservoir biologist as well. So for phase 1 in fiscal year 27, these are the main asks. We have the floating trail, attaching some habitat structures to that floating trail, doing some plantings in the northern field as well as west of the parking lot. And that's primarily it for phase 1. Phase 2, we'd be looking at stream alteration, looking at the Z-dike structures just below the dam, and then doing some ADA improvements, as well as re-anchoring the current dock. And then phase 3 is when we would really implement kind of the finishing touches to this project, performing tamarack removal, picnic structures, getting a kayak slide, and then also putting in some educational signage and assessing the success of those Z-dike structures and where we can better fulfill those riparian plantings. That's that's pretty much what we've decided to break it down into. I'm happy to answer more questions or go more into depth about this project as much as I can. I tried to uh, account for inflation. I'm sure that there's other expenses that I'm not sure of, but yeah, are there any questions that I can answer at this time?
Thanks, Tom.
Not a question, but I just want to say I love that you added the hanging habitat structures from the floating trail.
Thanks. That was a suggestion at the last meeting, so
Um,
we made sure to implement that.
Yeah, Allison, yeah, you can go to the finance and look at the breakdown and by account category. That'd be great. So thanks for Tom for applying for that other grant. So that's 166 grand, and so the ask here is now is 188, and that's the breakdown. Any questions on that? Aquatics good. We're good. Okay. Other questions on this? Okay. Do we have a motion to accept and approve this? Motion to approve. Okay, got a motion from Blake.
A second.
Got a second from Drew. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Thanks, Cody. All right, motion passes. Okay, thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Okay. Our next one to review, I think is 7815 feasibility study for jetty pier fishing platforms in Utah Lake. Chris, are you online? Yeah, I'm not seeing Chris Cross online. Do
I need to give him a call.
Allison's gonna
Text him. Okay.
yeah, Drew's texting, so yeah, we're good.
Let's just all text him.
All right.
I'll take it from the calendar.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, that might be our snafu. What was the question on that? He was.
Okay.
He was, okay.
And we talked about it this week, so.
Okay, so maybe what we'll do is let's take our break because we're just a few minutes early. Let's take a 10-minute break. We'll let these guys figure that out, and then we'll hopefully hear from Chris, and we'll move that forward. So we're gonna be on break for 10 minutes and see if we get Chris online. We're back. A couple minutes earlier than planned. That's okay. Kobe will catch on. Maybe he's
too busy watching whatever on Netflix.
I'm watching, I'm listening.
Thanks, man. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, Chris Crockett is online with us, and he's going to talk to us about the feasibility study for jetty pier fishing platforms in Utah Lake. He had we'd asked him to come back with some additional information on this one, and so with that, Chris, maybe introduce yourself, and then maybe give us the background of why we're talking again. And so, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry about the sorry making you guys wait, but Drew was texting me, said he needed a bathroom break pretty fast, so not to
Good fail for a second. Good job.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. All right, coming your way.
Well, it's only fitting because Drew gave us some good constructive criticism on this project, so I'd have to make a little bit of fun of him. But yeah, so you guys remember we presented this to you a few weeks ago. We had some good suggestions and comments, specifically it seems like from Drew and Kobe, on making sure that we had enough support for this moving forward when we actually look at implementing and building a pier. So we went back, talked to some of our partners, specifically state parks, the Utah Lake Authority, and a little bit from the county, and there still seemed to be a lot of interest in this. Always with a lot of these projects is without knowing what the final cost is going to be of the actual pier implementation, then it is difficult to get people to say, absolutely, I'm going to commit to funding on this. But we had some good conversations. I also talked a lot with Sam Brager, and we decided to kind of flesh this out and truth check it a little bit more through a process that they have just started looking at specific needs for Utah Lake sites. So we're working with them on what they call site plans. They've started with 7 of those. There's over 24 sites around Utah Lake, but a couple of the ones that they are going to be working on now, and I'm on that team, are some of the ones that were identified in the past as prime sites for piers or jetties. So in summary, we're going to basically run this through them a little bit more. It's got a public process component, and we're also meeting with our partners to make sure that a pier or jetty still flags high on the priority list for some of those sites. And if it does, then we're going to bring this right back to you guys next year, a very similar feasibility study with some assurances from those groups that, hey, they are interested. We are not up in the night. We are basically got the proof that we've run it through again to see that we have support for the project. So that is our plan. I will say, we did run this through the Utah Lake Fisheries Management team, and that's why I'm bringing it to you. So I feel like if we run it through this process with Utah Lake Authority and it still shows up as a high priority, I'm going to be pretty confident that this is something we want to see done around Utah Lake. So happy to answer any questions. That's the update. I'm going to bring it back to you guys after we truth check it one more time.
So you say this is a priority for Utah Lake Authority. This is a priority for the region. I guess I'm asking.
Yes.
And then Salt Lake section. Okay, so that's good to know. So knowing that, any additional discussion or questions on this you brought back?
Just a comment, Chris. Thank you for having those conversations. I know they're not easy, but I appreciate it.
Absolutely. We did also get some updated bids. I got a couple of really nice ones. The lowest one that really looked good for the feasibility aspect of this was 150,000. So that's about what our initial estimates were. I think I said maybe up to 180. When we bring it back next year, hopefully we will use some of that information. Everything gets more expensive every single year, so don't be surprised if that's bumped up to 160, 170, but it still reinforces it's pretty reasonable considering what will no doubt be a $1 million project, probably if implemented. So
No, that's good information. So yeah, so I was gonna point out, these are just the feasibility studies, and I guess it would be good, in future years, if this is a section in a region priority, which sounds like it is, be able to, I guess, predict or characterize what our participation financially is going to be in coming years, especially for this group. And if there's an expectation of, huge chunks of money coming from this group, that's probably not realistic. But I think we want to participate as much as we can as per the priorities that we've talked about. But I guess it'd be nice to, you've got verbal support from these groups, but understanding maybe what the ask is going to be in future years when you're actually implementing. I mean, you don't have to answer this now, but in a couple of years, it'd be good to see, the funding plan, and what that ask, a ballpark ask from us is going to be. At that point would be great.
Oh, good plan, Eric. We can talk more about that if I bring this back to you guys. We can have a little better idea of it's hard to reach too far in the future, but we can bring some examples of similar projects to kind of get that, is it 500,000? Is it 1.5 million type of idea? And then we can have some of these conversations about how we anticipate piecing that information, or piecing that budget together. Because I totally understand that you guys are not going to be on the hook for it all, but that you'd like to be a part of it.
Allison, Joe.
So I just want to make sure you are not asking for the money for FY27. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Okay.
And Allison, let me know what you need. I can add some of this discussion and the plan in the project comments so people understand if they pull it up why we pulled it back this year.
Yeah, if you just will put it to change everything to 2027 or 2028.
You'll be like first on the 2028 list.
Yeah. That way I won't delete it at some point or put it to cancel anyway.
Copy that. And I know you guys have probably more important things to do, but if there's any suggestions, comments, other questions that come up, feel free to reach out to me. So Drew's got my cell phone number. Allison knows how to get a hold of me. I'm always happy to talk.
It wouldn't hurt, Chris, to the next staff meeting to just kind of talk about this bit, just to the staff, and maybe there's some ideas there.
Good idea, Drew.
This is cool. This is a cool project. Utah Lake's a big water body, lots of fishing opportunities, and just creating access with piers and jetties is
Well, and it's
right.
access is the number one limitation to Utah Lake. And, it's our biggest really community fishery that we have. And this has been kind of an emphasis for a number of years. I'm excited to see it.
Cool. All right. We don't need an emotion on this one, because we're pushing it for a year. So, Chris, thanks for reporting back with the information. We look forward to supporting the project in coming years. So,
Thank you very much.
thanks. All right. Next item of business. We already took a break, so we're going to jump into talking about the Habitat Council spreadsheet. So, Allison, go ahead and give us the budget discussion overview, and we'll jump right into that portion of our meeting.
Okay. So we've got our available amount that this is our appropriation is $30,428,100. Why didn't you make that bigger?
So yeah, probably make that a little bit bigger if you can. Gary is over here squinting, so we're talking about
It's the light
Okay.
Is that better? Okay.
All right. So our this is our appropriation, this 3.4 million. With all the projects that have been approved for funding consideration, we've got about 7 million listed. So we're over by 3.5 million at this point. We've taken off everything from that's been funded through ECP, and we've also added in everything that was approved through Blue Ribbon. So those numbers here are correct. And then over here, we can look at each group. Big games over by 2.7, Upland 481, Waterfowl just over by 52, and then Sportfish is over by 359. There, Crockett did you a really great thing right there by postponing that for a year, so that your number went down. So that's where
Can we
we're
go
at.
back to that original column there.
This one.
Yeah, so we're, okay, so yeah, 3.4. All right. Okay.
So, we can go through, there's options of, going through and either reducing the request of the approved amount or taking projects completely out.
But the idea is we get the red number to turn black or green. I don't know, whatever you color it.
Black.
Yeah.
Can you go back over to the waterfront column really fast?
And maybe while you're doing that, I'll just mention, so this is a $3.4 million fund
Okay, there.
that we're dealing with here. And, but it all goes, I mean, some of this stuff is partially funded through other sources. WRI is a big one, but the WRI database or business system is how we track all of this and how we match up all of this money together with all of the funding sources. So this is a $3.4 million pot of money that will turn into upwards of $40 million-ish when all is said and done. And so it's just important to recognize this is an important cog in that, that wheel. We talked about the sportsman's groups coughed up $6.5 million. That's another element. Then we've got a bunch of federal funds. We have base WRI funds. We've got, other pots of money, several pots of money that all go into this that we mix and match and try to get as far down everybody's list as possible. Forestry and Fire, tons of money comes in from them. And so, anyway, just want to, take a step up and realize where we're at. We're one of those important pieces. And so, and also the fact that we're in the red with $3.5 million, we have great staff and partners who are working on great projects. And, really most of these other projects that may or may not get funded are great projects too. Just how much shovel ready stuff gets brought to the table every year is astounding. You don't see this in other states. When we go to these national or Western meetings and we review this, and it's hard for them to fathom what we put together in this conservation clearinghouse, thing that we have that is not just WRI, but all of the different funding partners coming together with this partnership. So anyway, just every time I see this, it's remarkable to me what we're a part of, and this is what is so worth it to be here to do this. And we're dealing with smaller amounts of money, and we're talking about individual projects, but it's all part sure. And so just appreciate that. But Austin,
I have a question, Allison. Does this reflect every change that we would have recommended to pass on with splits in the finance? Okay.
Yep, we're making those changes this week.
Perfect.
Yep.
Did Kobe raise his hand? I heard a hand raise.
Chris had made a comment saying, thanks, you're welcome, basically, to her helping us out, cutting the project out, but I don't know. Okay. So where do you want to start, Allison?
Golden Creek. Let's
deal with the big one.
So maybe, while we're talking about this, we'll just say we're gonna pull stuff off this list. But that doesn't mean that it won't, by the end of the year or other funds come available, that it won't get funded. It just means for now, for what our consideration is, the list we send to the director's office this is what we're funding now, but there could even be additional funds come in after today that even adjust it in our favor, in our benefit, to possibly even get further down that list. So just know that there could be additional changes that will be beneficial, just to get further down the list and to fund more projects. So
On the bottom of the spreadsheet, there's a contingency list. That's usually where we'll put them. So they'll just be down there.
and this might be where Gordon Creek lands. I mean, it's a big number, you know. TJ's online, he's here, you know, if we have questions, but he and the other managers in the regions are doing what we've asked them, come up with big projects that are especially going to benefit mule deer, and this is kind of one of those things. And so I guess what I'm saying is that it's not likely we're going to fully fund or maybe even partially fund this right now, but there might be other options coming in the near future. So
This one didn't get any funds from ECP, right?
No, it did.
Oh, it did?
200 grand. And I think that we kind of talked to ECP about that's a good number to get them started.
Okay.
So,
Oh, it did. Thank you, Allison.
but my recommendation is to pull the rest of it and put it in the contingency.
I like that recommendation. And we don't need to make motions on those recommendations. We just, I guess, get
And then we build the package.
Thumbs up.
then we'll vote it, and then
right, build the package of getting all of these numbers to be in the black, right on the line of funding.
So how do we deal with that one?
table it.
Yeah, we're just gonna
Okay.
essentially table it, but it'll be on the contingency list.
From this council
Kobe?
perspective.
Sure, understood.
Eric, you think, I mean, I hope that I understand phasing it. I also, man, these projects are expensive and they are important. And I think you know that, Eric. And so there's part of me that hopes that there's some other funding that will come available this next year to help just get this done.
Yes, I agree.
Is there like a PR request for it in motion or anything like that?
No,
There's some possibilities of some stuff, Tyler.
so yeah, this is important. We're gonna keep looking at funding sources, but yeah, we've got a few things to figure out how to fund these big projects that we need to do. And we're working on it. I guess that's what I'm saying. So, okay. No, I appreciate that, Kobe. And it is important and we want to move it forward. So,
I moved to propose it. I moved it. But yeah.
okay. So for now, I guess let's table that one. And we're going to hope that we'll be able to at some point match up the Sportsman Group commitments to that. And at least get it started, or at least so. I don't know. TJ's online. Maybe he has a comment about that, but
What I'm wondering, because there's definitely multiple phases to this project. I think to get the diversion itself and the pipeline, excuse me, just to the farm, I think we figured that was in total $850,000. I'm wondering, instead of tabling it outright, if we can reduce that number to that one. It kind of feels like if we just table this one completely, we're kind of slitting the throat of this project a little bit. So big ask, I understand that, but I'm hoping we can spread out the cutting of projects and have it not all just be this one, because it's a big project and it's easy to reduce that number off the top.
I guess instead of table it, we can put it on the contingency.
yeah. And I guess that's it's exactly what we want to do. Let's not table it. Let's put it on the contingency list because we are actively searching for other funds for this project. It is important, to Kobe's point. So, all right.
And kudos to you for putting together, you know, a big ask and a big reach. That's what we're looking for.
Well, because you asked, we're gonna stretch, so we're gonna try to meet as far up that number as we can, so.
In the aquatics budget, Brian Engelbert submitted a project, 2 projects, or we broke it into 2. Blue Ribbon didn't fund or didn't prioritize either one of those, and that one, in my opinion, since it can't be completed without their support, it should be just pulled.
Which one was that? Was that Brown's
The boat
Park?
ramp, yeah.
That was on my list too.
So Bridgeport,
Bridgeport boat ramp. Brown's Park improvements.
yeah, because it would have put the full amount on.
So while we're talking about these, I'll just mention we've got some habitat managers here in the room. We've got others online that can speak to stuff if we have questions. And so appreciate them being here or available to do that. So help us. Okay. Anything else anybody wants to address? That
Yeah, I want to talk about, and this is fully open to discussion. I'm not set one way or the other, but I want to talk about 7716. Matt Warner. I don't know how I missed this when we were going through, but the pipe fence is 100% on the sport fish section. And I don't think pipe fence does anything to keep fish out.
It's specifically to keep cattle out of the reservoir, and there's a harmful algal bloom issue there every year because of the grazing.
Okay.
And you know, it's a fisheries issue.
All right.
Thank you for asking the question. Yeah, because there's
Good question.
This is where to hear the details of
Yeah, thank you
why
for
that's on
clearing that
there. So
Yeah.
okay. Any other?
Did you have another one, Drew? Or was it just that one you're talking about?
The Browns Park one, that was it. Chris Crockett, I don't think it was on the approved list, so that funding wasn't there, right? Allison?
Yeah, I think you're right. Was it?
Can you,
If it is,
can you
we
ask
need-
that again?
It was not approved at the meeting last month. It was tabled, and so it's not on this list of things we could cut.
It's 7715.
Yeah.
Or sorry, 7815.
We'd already tabled it.
Damn it.
Damn it.
That would have been so convenient.
We started this Drew swearing phase of the meeting. Early.
You're at 250.
Yeah, that'd have been a mic drop if that would have been on there.
About the book, this exclosures one.
Oh, yeah, I tabled.
It's
It's
tabled.
all down in there sitting on the desk.
Can I ask on 7840 in the northeastern down just a little bit? Conservation permit, ECP got nothing on that one. I don't remember why. Or if that was brought up for them.
I don't even know if it would have had to been cherry picked in the meeting,
Okay.
and I don't think it was.
I wonder if some of that is just because like weed projects, although like super critical, aren't super attractive. Like it's not a big, yeah. But that that area is really important. Yeah.
I mean, I agree. It's important. It didn't rank well through WRI. Sportsman's groups didn't support it. I think it's a good candidate for putting on the contingency list.
Do you agree with that, Kobe? That'd be a good.
I struggle with this because this cheatgrass, like I here's why I struggle with it. Is because it may be a project we can push to next year. And we can always do that until we end up with a fire in cheatgrass. And then we lost it. Like we lost some of the most important winter range for heavy winters on Wasatch East at that point. And so that's where I struggle. Like, I'm not saying that you're not right. I'm just voicing cheatgrass changes these systems. And then when there's a fire, it changes them permanently. And that's my concern. So I want to see this project happen. I want to see more of these happen. I want to find a way to fund them. But maybe it needs to go on the contingency for now. Maybe we need to find a way to fund it.
Okay, let's put it on the contingency for now. We've still got a long ways to go.
Yeah.
Tyler, we just need more of your money, man. Where can you interject more money, Tyler?
Not in a medium rank project. And I think Little Montez Recreation Development is kind of in the same scenario. It's also didn't go through WRI, didn't get any attention from the sportsman's groups.
It's got that matching money that it needs.
From it got the
recreation.
okay.
Oh,
How does that work? On the match money, so we have to match it. It has to be funded on our side somehow.
Somehow we have to have matching money for that recreation money.
And it was 50-50.
Should ECP have looked at that, or did they?
No, that's probably not appropriate for them.
Yeah. Qualify for that.
I don't know. So.
No other fishing groups or funded
Any more conservation.
donation boxes.
Was the whole of Little Montez for FY 27, or sorry, yeah, Little Montez for FY 27, was that all the trail, the floating trail?
Floating trail is phase one
Okay.
and installation.
Or half at least.
Habitat structure.
It's true. I think so.
So it's already been phased.
Yeah,
I don't, yeah, I think so.
yeah, we asked them to come back with a phase.
Well, technically not. You know, so I don't, at that point, I get what they're saying.
The fact that he
Where
added
they're
more
allowed.
floating or hanging habitat from that
That can be.
floating trail. I love that. Makes it more of a habitat project and a recreation project at the same time.
We have three.
So what was the decision on that one on Little Montez? Did we decide to move that one to contingency then?
No, leave that alone for now.
No,
just
because we have a
it's
matching
got
grant
that.
there. It's off the project.
Time to direct money 1 year like ours.
I don't think so. I think they give them a couple
I
years.
think
on
they
it.
have a
Yeah.
couple years at least.
How about Colton Mountain Fence?
Yeah, table that one.
Everybody, any objections to tabling Colton Mountain Fence?
Other than it feels like we're picking on TJ.
I was going to say, can I object and say, look at another region? Damn.
None of the other reasons are speaking up because this is the hard part. This is where we have to.
So I know Jeremy's trying to get Granny on the phone to do the Troy project, just to get a little bit more information, but I know that the frag is important, but I think it's a high ask.
Yeah, he's gone from 15 grand a year his first 2 years to like 50 last year and now almost 100.
So he just said Granny's gonna call him back in just a second. But I hold it to a different screen.
Yeah.
So
So-
just put that one on the back burner for just a minute until Granny calls us back.
Yeah.
Not that I don't want to do it, and I get that it's an important thing, but that's a high ask. And I get frag is expensive. I totally understand that. But yeah. And I'm pretty sure he feels like I'm picking on him, but
I just wish he would work with partners a little bit more effectively.
I agree with what Tyler says. Is there any way that at this point,
Well,
can we
I think
just wait
Chad
and
can
see
speak to
if
that,
we can, yes, and add it to,
One of Chad's concerns was just stuff like this increases his workload too.
Well, that's not true though.
but that's, I mean, we can add it to that, but like Tyler said, we might be adding it to his project, but obviously we know Troy's gonna,
The only thing I worry about with it is frag is a 4-year process.
Yeah.
If we're 2 years into a 4-year process and we cut his funding, does that at least?
well, when I texted Cranny and I said, can we phase this? He says it depends on where Burgess is in his treatment program, which makes sense with what you're saying. And we didn't ask that question, so I don't
read
know
it on
where
his
it is.
proposal though. It seems like on the proposal it said like year 3 and 4 like that.
And generally frag, I know you spray kind of late summer when it tassels, right?
Yeah.
And then mowing usually takes place the second year, the next year, to my understanding.
So he's added that 45,000 to phases 2 and 3. So he says he's in phases 2 and 3 at the spur, which might be true. However, the trampling still isn't till after you burn it. So that would be the next year.
Do they burn in the spring after they treat it?
So you could reduce it by 45.
What about,
50 grand or something.
sorry, I didn't mean to
Yes.
jump in. I know you're talking about that. What about the Tabby Mountain WMA
No.
fence?
Kobe, stay in your lane.
Jill,
Let's just do that. Let's just drop it to 50 grand.
I'm good with that. If you're good, I mean,
And he gets money and we get some taken off of the list.
Anybody have an objection to that?
Nope.
Okay, you understand that?
because the proposal seems like he's asking to treat and mow the same year, which generally is just not even.
Yeah. When
Try
Chad
for Chad to call back.
calls back, let's get some clarification on that, on where he thinks he's at in that process. And but for now, yeah, let's.
now you can talk, Kobe, I allow you.
Permission granted.
Permission granted, Kobe, you're up.
Sorry, I'd moved on. There was I'd moved on. I'm looking at a couple in central region to not just pick on TJ. Well, one in northeast region, one in. So what about in northeast region? What if we waited a year on the fencing for Tabby Mountain, or what if we looked for other funding on that one? And it's hard because I think what we're all trying to do is look at this and say, okay, a lot of these habitat projects we don't want to not do. So where do we cut first? It's big dollar that doesn't cut the habitat projects. And we also understand that fencing is important to maintain good neighbors and habitat projects. And so like you're walking this line of like, it's really hard, but how do people feel about that one? Is that a good idea? Is that not a good idea?
I mean, it's not a good idea, but it's something that probably has to happen this year.
That one was pretty specific, Kobe. I think that was only 4,000 feet of pipe fence to keep a few cattle out, which I know that's a problem, but that to me, like the little hole WMA fencing seems more worthy if I had to compare those two. But
We might have to cut both of them, honestly.
Whoa, Tyler, calm down.
Just looking at the big red number, and Drew ain't helping this year.
No, Drew's not helping this year.
Do we have like overdraft coverage?
No, no, sorry, we're not allowed from the director's office to overbook the plane.
Overdraft is not approved. I've asked that question for years. Can't we put some of these on the credit card? Credit card remote.
Federal
It
government
doesn't exist.
Yeah, let's move, but unless anybody has any objections, let's move the tabby fencing to contingent.
I was online.
Yeah,
Yeah. You're okay if we put that one on the contingency list for now?
I think so. Like with Pat being the project lead on that, like I'll inform him, let him know.
Yeah, I mean, we're just thinking out loud right now. So, but yeah, we'll probably for now
Let's
put that on the contingency list. It doesn't mean no funding. It just means you're not here. So
What's the other one you're looking at?
the little hole WMA fencing right above that one. That one had
Yeah, let's leave that one alone for now.
I really want that one to happen, so.
How about while Tom's on, did you get anywhere on your beaver project, reducing that any? I
Oh,
know
yeah.
the sportsman's groups gave some money to it. Just curious
so yeah, where are we at on that?
how that went.
Which one was that? Was that the front beaver?
No.
So as far as the beaver quarantine facility, right?
Yeah,
So as far as reducing it, we haven't. Like the current ask is still where it's at, but other regions have made it function on much less. So like our preferred option is to go forward with the quarantine facility that we have proposed. But if it's decided that if we get 10 grand, 20 grand, we can probably move forward with that. It would just, ideally, we would hope to upgrade to something better in the future.
So there's 32 grand of ECP money on there. Is that what we're seeing?
Yeah.
So the 68, as I understand it, is the Habitat Council portion of the request. That it's a larger request that is on our internal enhancement list for other monies too. It's a bigger chunk than that. Tom, tell me if that's incorrect, but that's how I understand it. The director's office is still mulling that over. And so
so if we remove the 68 from the council, it still has a chance to get it from other sources.
yeah.
Or can we reduce the cost from Habitat Council?
Good.
We could just,
Say, I mean, you already got 32. We could say throw 20 on from the council or something.
I think the rest of WA, it's right there on that, it's right there on the edge.
That's a good number.
That's number 43.
I mean, I like these projects. I want to see them have one of these in the northeastern region.
I think you reduce it. Maybe the beavers get a little more sun or a little more less shade, but
Yeah, first year you got to
Make it more of a baseball than an all-inclusive package.
and then you
What do we think? 15, 20?
I say we drop it to 20. You okay with that? I don't know what else.
I think we asked, as far as the beaver stuff go, that they have a more consistent approach to what that is anyway. And the
Yeah,
proposals were all
we're
over the
planning
board
to do
anyway.
that. Daniel and I have talked, and we're for future years, we're gonna put together basically, this is kind of an acceptable design, and approximate cost for all of our regions to use if they're needing to upgrade. It'll be based on what stuff that's already been done and successful, so.
If you approach it from that perspective, you should hold off on all of them until they actually come up with a design that's
Well, all the others
standardized.
they have a facility already. And maybe, Southern, you guys wanted a new facility this year.
We're gonna need a new
But
facility.
it was like
We
15
currently are
million.
sitting on the UDOT property that we're gonna be kicked off of.
Kobe, do you have a question? Comment? You're on
You
mute.
guys to finish the discussion on this one, then I have a question for Tyler and the group, but.
Oh, you waited your turn this time?
Yeah, I'm done with discussion on that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Kobe.
I'm looking at Upper Severe River, and that one has, it's a big ask from Habitat Council as far as proportion of the project. It's slated to get some WRI funding. Where does it rank? Is it gonna get that funding, Tyler?
Let's rank statewide 22. Also, we included this project in our NIFWIP grant proposal. We asked for 200, let's see. We asked for 228,500 for this project as part of that grant. So, I don't know when we'll hear back on it, but
It also requires only one match.
no, it does not.
It does not.
They changed it. Well, this round of this NIFWIP grant, we only have to provide 10%.
What's
So-
the 50 coming from? The other sources, your WRI?
DEQ.
Well, there's this.
So if that money does come through, then
We know that there's.
they'll be asking for a lot less money.
Is that enough to get it put on the contingency list? Is that where this needs to go, or?
What's the timing?
I have no clue.
I don't think they gave a timeline.
Yeah.
I feel like last year, the ones that we did not get, we heard like July, August.
Yeah.
So I mean, we could table this in both WRI and here. And if that funding doesn't come through, we can look at it again in August.
Yeah.
We made that different grant, grant that covers multiple projects.
So that, it takes in three different projects in the southern region. And we asked for a total of 2 million. So,
And not to throw a wet blanket on it, but we've not won with very often. And that's with Mike Golden writing proposals in the past, so. I don't know how you win if Mike Golden writes the proposal and you don't get it, so I'm just saying.
I like after going to like the
You've got a different-
webinar, I mean, it sounds like they have got a lot of money, because I mean, they're allowing us to do up to 2 million. And like they start at 5, I can't remember what the starting point was, but it was a higher number as far as like the minimum ask. And so I don't know, I think where we combined everything together in kind of that just general area, like all the criteria as far as the migration, priority areas. I don't know. I'm hopeful, but
I mean, it's pretty high enough through WRI that if it doesn't get funded, I'm hoping by the end of the summer, we'll know.
yeah. I mean, it only closed last week. So,
I mean, we're at the point where it's about to get brutal, so if there's any hope for any of these, then I say we table them for now. So I'm good with tabling that one for now, in hope of the NIFWIP money. Anybody opposed to that? How are the regions doing on spending their WMA maintenance? Like, could we do a $20,000 cut across the board on those, or what's your thoughts on that?
So we've seen some regions are really good at spending their amount of money. Other regions sometimes have some left over.
be as much, Tyler, but on the Pavant one, I know we budgeted trying to replace Zubac and figuring out the plan and the process, and Justin Shannon told me ask for a whole bunch of money to just use seasonals to do it. As we're narrowing it, I think we could probably reduce that some. I'd have to open my laptop died, so I
Mine did too.
yeah.
I'm
Do
just
you need
winging it now.
Do you need to bring that up?
If you could open it, I could probably, if we look at last year's and this year's, I think I doubled the seasonal request is what I remember doing. We'll probably go back to.
I mean, my viewpoint of it is you reduce them all up front by 20%. It's almost a sneaky way of over allocating. If someone comes and needs that extra 20,000 at the end of the year, we looked at projects that came in under budget and transfer money.
So 30,000 for seasonal.
Is that, I can't remember. Did we end up combining Pavant into this one?
Yes.
Okay.
This is Pavant and Clear Lake.
I think I think you should get from 30 to 20 is.
What?
Yeah.
You guys use your budget.
They asked
I
about.
do use it.
No, I think they didn't decrease it.
Is it-
I think last year.
Last year, we spent about
I really do.
The other one.
Half?
There was
About
we got new properties too.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, do you have a suggested number for each region, or should we just like take a percentage or take a dollar figure?
I don't know that I do a percentage across. the
I
board.
don't think
the
so
other
either,
four
because you
regions-
gotta remember Northern accumulated a bunch of new properties, and so I feel like if you reduce theirs, it's gonna hurt them.
I mean, I'm not even saying that we wouldn't give the money back to them if they actually needed it. It's just kind of like we do at the legislature every year where they take 2% away from us and then give it back to us at the end of the session. It's a sneaky way of over allocating is what it is.
Well, I think there's another thing here, and what I would say is, I like Tyler's proposal. I mean, if you're looking at 20,000, that's 100,000 across to get us closer. But I would say the regions are online. If that's something that they're not willing to do, then help the council and offer up something else. Like we, just looking at this, we've still got to reduce by a lot, $600,000.
You go up to the Northern.
I mean, maybe take 20 grand out of 4 of them and 50 out of Northeastern region, given their spending from last year.
Go ahead, Tom.
So,
I just wanted to say Pat's going to be hopping on here in he just said a few minutes. So if you do want to hear from him, he'll be on here soon.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
I worry about taking, are you saying 20,000 or 20%? Because
20,000.
20,000 on Southeast is
that's
pretty
that Clinton.
brutal because they.
What's 7881?
It's, that's that Clinton community home,
What number?
7881.
Yeah, can we look at that? I really like that project, and Northern Region Aquatics didn't really ask for much this year. But we can
I'm just
look at it and
asking. I mean,
see.
it's almost 100,000 from.
City doctors, not sure they've got children.
I think the city did it.
I wanted the city to. You put into the next part, no.
I don't know. I think from all of our presentations from regions, we've been able to see these community fisheries are just really important. I don't know. Drew, what are your thoughts on this?
I'd rather cut something else. I'd rather find a phase one project that, you know, is important but not started yet and cut that. You know, you mentioned Little Montez earlier. That problem's been up there for decades, and waiting one more year isn't going to be the beginning or the end of that fencing project. Not Little Montez,
Matt Warner.
Matt Warner. Yeah.
So you gotta.
My thought on Matt Warner was, and we can talk, but you know, if we were to cut the drill pipe fence, just do the road base portion of it, that drops it all the way down to just 8,600.
I'd say
That gives them something.
no.
Now it's got to do it all.
And the reason I say that is this year it may be dry anyway. So, you know, it probably isn't an essential project this year, although important.
We'll do it then.
Okay.
The whole thing.
All right, Regents, you're being quiet. Help us out.
Yeah, we're just gonna start calling some out, so
On the
Brad.
Northern Region WMA maintenance budget, we had a placeholder in there to lease a skid steer for 15K. We got permission in the enhancement process to buy one with ICP money, so we were gonna use that to maybe buy some attachments, but we'll get it back. That 15K back from our ask on the RWMA maintenance budget.
For Central, do you have any big dollar numbers that we're asking for? I just don't know up in my head.
What's that Kangaroo pond? What's it ranked? Under
127. No.
how about that one?
Canyon View Pond, is that what you said?
Can you pull it up?
I think that's the one in by Alpine, is that right?
I think it's down Spanish Fort.
Yeah, it's the Spanish Fort Pond.
Okay. What's the ask on that?
Yeah, put aquatics in the black quite a bit.
What are you gonna do? Just wait a year on this one?
That's mostly dredging.
Yeah.
Doesn't help big game where we're still way over allocated.
What do we need to make up in sport fish? Roughly 100,000.
83. Oh, you're in the red right now.
I'd rather look at another project.
Okay,
Kobe, could you compare in your mind the little hole fencing versus Colton Mountain fencing? I know they're not apples to apples, but
I think the difference in my mind is that if we don't do the little hole fencing, we don't do the project. And on Colton Mountain, it's to maintain. I mean, the Colton Mountain fencing needs to be done. Like, don't get me wrong, but the little hole, the rest of the project, and the food plot and other things associated with that is all part of that fencing. And so like we can't do any of it if we don't do that. But that's where I'm struggling. And that's kind of this unique niche project we've been asking the regions to think about and do. And I don't want TJ to think I don't think his fencing is important.
Can I do some wheeling and dealing on that fence? if we can the porphyry bench revival for 60,000, can we leave Colton Mountain Fence alone? I'm volunteering that one as tribute.
Hey, we just asked everybody to will and deal, so you're
Yeah,
you're doing what
what
we're
we're asking is tell you regions, you got to start telling us what you want to keep and what you feel comfortable cutting loose for this year. And so
I want to keep the fence. We can cut porphyry bench, and I'll keep looking through. We might be able to cut others, but we really want to keep that fence if we can.
okay, what's that amount?
No sportsman's group.
61. No.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I mean, at this point, anything that's medium and low ranked and has no sportsman's group funding, I think is the next cut list.
The other lowest project that I would cut would be that Duchesne River restoration work. It just didn't seem to have the value. I don't know if anybody disagrees with that, but
Which one was that?
it was I think a TU project on the Duchesne River down right there.
Close to your budget.
It got blue ribbon.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was, I had looked at that one. Some of the others this other one also
Can they-
has a big
can
ass,
they-
but they've got blue ribbon as well.
Can they do it with just blue ribbon, or do they need both?
Try to get away is what are the WR rankings?
The one to change.
And it didn't go
Did go through WRI on Strawberry River.
Oh, is this the one that there was all that crap thrown in the river?
And it seems like it's, you know, the argument they were making was the access wasn't there.
Well, yeah,
And it just,
Yeah, that one.
yeah,
private, yeah.
yeah.
And they're for that road washing and basically the farmers road,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm in favor of seeing what they can do with just blue ribbon money. What was the other one?
Strawberry.
Strawberry, one of them.
That was a phase 4.
What about that one through Strawberry?
That's an ongoing restoration project because of the fire. And this might be a closing in on the last phase, so I'd rather finish it.
Yeah, let's leave that one alone. It's phase 4.
So so contingency Duchesne, but leave Strawberry.
Yeah,
Okay.
for now. We'll just let Duchesne have the blue ribbon funding only.
Okay, so what if we've been looking at ICP budgets and texting back and forth. And I think we can commit about 350. We would want to put that towards projects so that it obviously has to go on projects that are conservation permit species projects.
So
we have
Toby, that's 350 total.
What's that?
350,000 total for all projects this year from ICP.
Well,
That's about what we have right now that we're comfortable with. I mean, we funded some other stuff, trying to get out ahead of enhancements and things. And we've got some research projects we may have to pick up some more on. So, but right now we're comfortable with 350.
I mean, what's the need just on Hungry Creek from ICP?
You can,
Yeah, it's like that. I have that calculated.
Retreat was fully funded.
Yeah. Yep, it was fully funded.
Middle Creek, prescribed burn.
I mean, I know, for example, that, that Northeast region project, it was like 80,000 short. The one that we were just talking about with the little, how short is that one? Little hole or?
It's 85,000.
What did it rank?
It's little.
I'll show it rank.
Oh, it didn't go through WRA.
And it still needs,
85,000.
Is that the request? So if it gets Habitat Council funding, then is it completely funded is the question.
Yeah, this is the total it needs. The 96 that it got from ECP and then 85 from Habitat Council.
Okay, like we can take that one.
so just, that means just put it on contingency. ICP will take it.
If sport fish needs to be reduced another, what is it, $17,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
Reduce the Pelican Lake Eurasian milfoil project by that. And that'll just reduce what they can do this year and still get the project done.
Okay.
So maybe like kick it down to just 105 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead and do it. The other one I thought of, Kobe, that would maybe fit the bill on those, what you were just saying. 7891 Eastern, that's the LaSalle Mountain one. They got 208 of ECP, and we've got
It's a
50,000
little different
on
than
the
when everybody's trying to take my
Habitat
fish money.
Council.
Honestly, I don't like that. I think this one needs Habitat Council money. This is one of the best projects we've got this year. Everybody needs to fund it.
Okay.
The other categories are looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I
Big-
think I
big
still
gain
have
or-
10 to lose. Is that right? I can't see. Oh, two.
Allison, on that LaSalle project, just move that 50 over to ICP then, and we'll just cover it. And then Tyler, what did you say? You said there's something that we need to make sure gets funded.
I just think everybody needs to put money in that one, including ICP and Habitat Council. It's a good project.
Which one?
The LaSalle Mountain.
Okay.
I just knew he wanted a good project.
And I still want your 50,000. Toby. I just want everybody else's money on this one.
Cynthia Peach did the ICD.
Yeah, Indian Peaks was the next one I was thinking. Did it get, I should,
Yeah.
How much does Deer have left? 270?
280.
280.
Yeah, 270.
Man, you're expensive, Austin.
Thank you.
big game, big money. What did Indian Peaks want?
26.
That's right. And does it have, it had sports for money on it too, didn't it?
35.
Yeah, 35. So yeah, Kobe, you can cover that one.
Which one's that one?
Indian Peaks for 50.
Yeah. Yeah, we can cover that one.
Have we got anything left that's medium and low ranked in WRI that has zero IC or zero ECP money on it? Zero.
Anti-angler access. So yeah, I heard you sell it. Sport fishing.
Did we reduce that? We did reduce the Great Salt Lake one that he just presented, right, to 50?
Yes.
Thanks.
What other good deer projects or big game projects do we have? I mean, because we still have that we can allocate. I mean, we're at what? We're at 170, 180 that we've allocated.
What's left on my mule deer Central Region Milder project that needs funding. 7794.
Not a lot, but we could pick that up.
Yeah.
How much? Kobe, what about the 12-mile canyon ones?
12-mile.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Slide that one over to ICP.
Sweet. Thank you.
35.
That puts it at risk. Could you take underfunding on that? I mean, if that doesn't get fully funded, how much did the sources put in?
Did you hear that, Robbie?
What was it?
Can you underfund that one, Robbie?
Like, break it, partial it out, is what
Phase
you're
it?
saying? Yeah. If we
Yeah.
don't get fully funded, yeah.
And that would give you 285 if we weren't able to give you any WRI funds.
Yeah, I just have to look at what is the ask for the prescribed burn. That's what I'd want to do for sure.
Because you guys have already slashed, right?
Yeah.
Got this is the one we've got the ladder tools up and stuff.
Yeah. And keep going down.
That's the whole thing, I think. Except for maybe some BDA work.
Well, there's cut and pile work in there too. There you go. That 1,200 acres.
Pile burns, a good way.
That, so it'd be, and it wouldn't be that either. So it'd be
So we have
80,000, 15,000.
So we have 258 right now. Yeah, I think we'd be in good shape because we could either do, if the prescribed burn falls through, then we could do the cut and pile. So I think that'd be great.
Well, let's figure out the actual number. What is the number for the prescribed burn only?
185.
185?
Give them all. The 75,000, 15,000, 80,000.
And then there's another 20,000 of smaller stuff for,
There's also the 5,000.
yeah,
Toward calculation.
yeah, that's gonna say 5,000 or 15,000.
195.
I mean, let's give it what it needs for the burn, put that in notes. And then if we get to it at AWI, then we know where a good break is in the project.
Well, if that's all it needs, then
We
we
have a
don't
lot
need
already.
Yeah, the
That's what I'm
ECP's
saying.
already covered it.
Let's
Yeah.
just cut the whole thing out of Habitat Council then. Just put
Don't
the
do
notes.
that. Just kidding.
Well, you've already got 235 from ECP, so
So
Okay.
you only need
That's-
100 for the burn.
Just run with that 235 for now. And if you end up being able to do the other work, if we have to readjust or reallocate, we can chat.
well,
I
I
like
mean, once we get to our actual final funding meeting for WRI, we'll,
And we might even reduce it more in our final funding meeting.
You're welcome, Robbie.
Yeah. It's like one of our most important projects in the whole region. So I really hope you don't. But
You just have to do the lop and scatter and the BDA stuff in the next phase.
yeah.
All right. What
And-
other, I think, what does that put me at? Like, I'm trying to go through my mind what I've committed.
Like on the contingency for ICP?
Yeah.
50,000 on that one. Oh, okay. 50,000 on that one, then 85,000 on Little Hole. And 50,000 on Indian Peaks.
When you say 50,000 on that one though, we were cutting that.
Yeah. We decided not to do that. So my only,
Then not that one.
So you got a bunch more money.
I still say we cut the WMA maintenance all across the board.
I don't know that that's fair because I look at this and some regions are running WMA maintenance pretty skinny and some are running it.
Let's take a poll then.
Eric, hold on, Melissa has a comment.
So in northern region, we looked at our budget with seasonals and we could cut off another 5,000 and get rid of a really short-term seasonal position if needed. So we could, that would bring us up to 20,000 total cut.
From WMA maintenance? Okay, so we got 20,000 from northern region. How about northeastern region? How much of a haircut could you take on WMA maintenance?
They were
I think we're kind of in the same boat as, I think that was Melissa that just spoke up with, we could cut funding for some out of the seasonal budget and take a cut there. As far as the general funds though, with all the acres we've acquired in the region and the maintenance that comes along with those, and still some additional acres to come. I just can't take a cut on the other funds, but yeah, some seasonal help, I could make a cut there.
Can you give us a number then?
Hang on just a second.
And then the other regions, let's hear from the other regions too.
You said 5 on that, Melissa?
20 total from them.
You took out
15 for the.
Yep, I already took out that 15. I just took out another 5.
Raise your hand.
That was me. I could do 15,000, Tyler.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you. Gary? Gary's working on it. Is Farmer around?
Yeah, Farmer's on.
You're really asking a lot considering how many properties we do.
I mean, if you can't do it, then say you can't do it. But
I could do 6, but not more than that.
Give us something. So
okay, so 6 from Central. Southeast.
So when we were talking about this earlier, it sounded like we were going to give it up now in hopes of getting it back later. Is that still the game plan? So that we're over allocating in some sense, or is this gone?
Officially gone.
Officially gone.
Unofficially, maybe.
Unofficially call and talk to the Habitat Chief. Later. I mean, honestly, when regions have needed to go over their budgets because something comes up, have you ever been told no?
No.
Okay, there's your answer.
No, TJ. There you go.
On the record, the answer right now is no.
Right. We could go down by 10. Northeastern regions, or not northeastern, northern regions not going to like me, but looking at the list at the bottom of the page, I think they can chip in a little bit more as well. I don't know if we've taken a whole lot out of their other projects. I know they've reduced their WMA maintenance, but it looks like that's about it. So is there any other northern region projects that we can cut to get further?
Let's get through the WMA exercise first. So we're waiting on Gary and
Let's park that one.
6.
And that'd be, we would turn our Bobcat in for a year.
Okay.
That means what?
We wouldn't turn our Bobcat in. We're on a program where for $6,000 a year, we get a new Bobcat every year. That would be, we just keep our Bobcat. We'll figure it out. I'm sure we'll find that.
Call me later.
Yeah.
Call me later.
And say it quietly just in case Troy is
Okay.
Most of the northern region stuff is just their WMA maintenance, like all of the different water.
I might be able to pull volunteers.
It's hard to cut any more from them.
You said, okay. I still am struggling with that community fishery, Doc, and I don't know why. I just am. But I'm not a fishing person,
Yeah.
so.
we did a creel survey. I talked about this, a couple Habitat Council meetings
Yeah.
ago. And our community fisheries, and that is a community fishery, they get 700,000 angler hours a year, which is more than Strawberry. And so.
And strawberries, Utah's pride and joy.
Right. And so to say that they're not a value individually does them a disservice.
I don't think they're not valued
Yeah.
that by any means. And
Yeah.
I live around there, so I know that it's used, but I struggle with the almost $100,000 ticket.
The other thing that I think everybody needs to understand is that, the city manages them. It's the city's water, it's the city's property. They manage the maintenance, trash, everything that goes with it. We just supply fish, and that's really all.
Sure.
From the water top down. And so for us, it's a huge value, and the city's commitment is millions and millions of dollars.
Eric, can I ask on a project?
Yeah.
Toby, what about the Abajo Mountain prescribe for your ICP commitment?
550.
Yeah, that one's probably a really good fit.
What's the notes on the ECP say? We're making deals there.
It was for the prescribed fire.
I believe we
It's an expensive project. We've got a lot of. Feels like a relatively low ask if this is what it's going to take. How did it rank in WRI, Tyler?
It's a multi-year project, so.
This is the second year.
It's ranked high then, so you're saying.
Then that one makes sense. Let's throw that,
Yeah.
take that 45,000, let's reduce it and add it to ICP.
So how much we got additionally committed to ICP then? Also, are you tracking that?
I don't know. Somebody should be tracking it. Should some at the bottom.
Well, the whole meeting's recorded, so you can look at the notes.
I don't have a column, but, I guess I do.
Yeah, they just start putting it in the ICP column and deleting it from the Habitat Council request column, and then we know.
All right.
There you go.
Okay, she's working on that. So, what else? We're getting closer.
Also, that kind of came across as sharp. I didn't mean it like that. I'm really sorry. It's super fun to run a spreadsheet in front of everybody live.
You're doing great.
First year on the job.
You have this?
You're doing great. Southern region.
Did we already cut Gary, did we already cut your Bicknell Bottoms and Richville, you were saying that you had some room with Zubek retiring. Did we already do that?
Yeah, it wasn't gonna add up to nickels and dimes because of the PR.
For the PR, so it's only gonna be $2,500.
Gotcha.
Okay,
So let's look at that big one WMA prescribed fire though.
so that's 15.
Based on the fact that the little tongue-tied statements that we are going to issue a grass-based grazing permit there this year. I think we're done burning for a couple of years.
So we can cancel that project?
I think we can.
Yeah, what that takes out is 9,000 off waterfowl and 4,500 off upland.
No, honestly, I don't know that those numbers matter at this point.
Yeah, I mean, well, that helps, but they're almost to zero now, so. That basically will make
He doesn't plan
waterfowl
for a couple of years.
whole.
So take that one
So
out.
we'll put that one on.
I didn't realize it was still on the list.
Which one?
They leave it on the contingency list.
We'll need to probably, I don't know, we've got that agreement with forestry fire, so we'll have to.
The agreement is a reimbursable one, but only if they do it. So
That's true. So,
the idea we had a 5-year agreement so that if we did it, we should work better. So
yeah.
Okay, before I got lost adding up ICP, what were we talking about? Which project were we discussing that we were
Abajo.
gonna reduce? Okay,
Move the Bajo down and put it ICP.
ICP, okay.
To say a ball correctly. Cause I just want to call it the Aljo Mountains.
Do we know roughly what ICP is at Covey? The Thousand Lakes, I know it's a further
Melissa's finishing tracking on that,
phase.
so,
Okay.
yeah, but go ahead and suggest.
Is that a project we could do there? Strictly elk and deer, right?
Yeah, the Thousand Lakes one.
Yeah.
We bring it up and look at it really quick, I guess, after we get everything sorted out on the spreadsheet. See, I've got it in front of me.
There's project number.
6596, Thousand Lakes Habitat Improvement.
We didn't need it. We didn't need it. Okay.
So whenever you get to a total of where we're at, just
We're at 180 on ICP.
committed out of 350. Okay, so it's revving up.
Yeah, but that, I mean,
Yeah, this is a good one. This is a perfect one for ICP.
I agree.
I mean, it's all we're doing is just adding money to WRI's column at this point. It's like,
You're welcome.
I mean, maybe some of the ones that are. See what is on this. Oh, then right, they don't have to be that.
I guess that's the question, Tyler. Does it rank high enough in WRI that you're going to fund it? And does this extra help?
I mean, all you're doing is just replacing Habitat Council with ICP. I guess that's fine if that's where we're at. We're
I
done
mean,
with the same
if
project of the meeting.
if Habitat Council doesn't fund it, are you going to pick up the rest of it? Is the question.
Maybe.
It's right at the
It ranked.
bottom. It's a high rank, but it's number 41 in statewide. So it's
So I think, Tyler, what you're saying is with the ICP money, find the projects that maybe have ranked as well in WRI.
Yeah, and if we're already done with that part of the meeting, then
Replace our Habitat Council money with that.
That makes sense. Like, I don't want to double fund stuff. I mean, I guess it stretches you further down the list too, is the other thing. But yeah, if there are good deer projects, regions, if you have a good deer, elk, bighorn project that is asking for Habitat Council that didn't rank well, speak up and let's get those funded.
Scroll so I can see this other region.
What about, the South Hollow one? In southern, right?
Oops.
Yeah, or ECP put a bunch on that. I don't remember if they.
I've not seen it. There's only here.
is Oak Springs in the
Oh, it's the upper valley.
Upper Valley.
Okay. So at PM, we basically have it so that the ECP is funding 305.
Big
It
number.
just basically needed 21,750. That was it. So it's not going to help WRI at all, but it would help Habitat Council.
That's
Sweet.
what-
it's on ECP thing.
Is that a good one, Covey?
Yeah. What?
It goes
Yeah,
over.
fund it.
So that, I mean, is that a good one then right
They've
there? Because we
already got-
basically already made the deal in ECP. Cut the Habitat Council fund.
I think we need the 21,750. Cause that's
So-
why to
It's just
finish
gonna
off
come from
this
ICP.
portion.
Just move it to ICP.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good one just to move to ICP.
I like that.
Okay, we're getting closer.
Same thing with 5 Mile doesn't help you though, Tyler, right? That's just basically have to counsel ICP.
It's 5 mile range.
It was it's a
It's the second year.
of last year's number
I
2.
just help me at all.
Trying to learn what you're looking for.
I still don't know what you're looking for, but I'll ask about the Watts Mountain one. There was something
That one was
similar.
lower ranked,
What's right?
medium ranked, statewide agency.
It's asking for 50 and
What was the,
It isn't gonna get anything.
what was the ECP?
no.
205,000.
Did we make a deal on that one?
I don't.
We were gonna just reduce this.
There's on that.
Yeah, we were just gonna let them do.
Okay, so that's a good one to chop then.
Okay.
Good job, man. You found one.
But not.
See, that's even your neck of the woods down there.
That's just gonna reduce the acres one.
Yeah, so you're still gonna move forward with the project. It's gonna be a little bit
Yeah,
slower.
just with your acres.
And hopefully, 175 an acre is pretty high estimate for the project. Is this a Kendall project?
Yes.
Kendall will probably get that for cheaper than 175, I'd imagine. He likes to pad.
Yeah, I think sometimes regions don't know we know their tricks, but we do.
Jen's like, oh, we're in black.
$1,200, let's go to lunch.
They're sorting that on. Big game. What's the-
Let's look at the contingency list, see if there's anything that really hurts.
So
They may,
38,000 in big game.
But overall, we're in the black.
We stole from waterfowl and upland.
it's a
No, I mean-
time-honored tradition. It's usually Drew's money.
Those numbers aren't matching.
Yeah, they're not matching.
We help spread the seed.
If overall we're in the black, can we call that good for now?
I just want to hear from the regions. Is there anything on the contingency list that's really hurting that you want to advocate for? Silence equals agreement.
Well, I can't see southern regions, so you have to scroll.
Sorry, I was trying to figure out what are we looking at?
Just the contingency. And
Okay.
just want to make sure that there's nothing that's
Bajo is the minor region.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was filtered in a weird way.
Some of those other contingency are getting ICP, right?
Yes.
It's probably, yeah.
Virginia's the Baja, it's the southeast.
Hey, Tyler.
Yeah.
It's Pat. I'd like to advocate for that little hole project. I think that's a great project. If there's any way we can make up the difference on that. It's an innovative project. Got a lot of great response at the ECP funding and by some of our internal staff. And if I could just pick one, I would make that our number one.
Yeah, I didn't know that one hit contingency. That's a surprise to me that we put that one on contingency. I thought we funded that one with ICP.
It's just fully funded.
It's
Yeah.
fully funded. ICP took that one. I just had already moved it to contingency.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Okay.
we're good.
So which ones on the contingency list were straight cuts or reductions, I guess? Would be my
Anything
question.
that doesn't have anything in the ICP.
Do you want me to move those back up?
Yeah, what we're trying.
Yes. I'll just let me capture it on your main spreadsheet. Okay, I think we're done then.
Show me the 12 miles. Is that one correct?
Yeah, on the
12
12
mile.
mile, if you just leave the ECP money in there, I can do pretty much everything.
So that's like that.
Yeah, that'll make it so you can't do like his lop and scatter this year or his BDA work, but you can
Yeah.
still do the burn. It
Yeah,
might not
and
even move.
I could do the burn and some cut and pile, and that would be awesome.
Okay. So some of those numbers look weird on there though.
I know, I'm not sure why the numbers.
The other ones aren't like updating correctly or something.
Oh, okay, I'm checking the formulas. When I start moving rows around, sometimes it gets messed up.
Yeah, if you're on the shared copy, Eric, it's extremely
Oh,
hard to
yeah.
follow because of
Sure.
the highlighting and the formatting doesn't stay the same.
I was trying to update when I'm trying to that.
I think we did think about that when we. This is the first time we've done the shared copy thing, and it's
You need like a perfect mirror.
yeah. You could take everything and move it to and show it on another spreadsheet, all the information.
Just the
that
format.
the format is.
Okay. So I think we're good where we're at. Melissa's gonna
I'll check all the numbers.
calculate those numbers. So in the meantime, from a budgeting standpoint, is there anything else anybody needs to bring up? I'm sure the regions aren't gonna volunteer anymore.
No, they did good though.
They did.
I appreciate
They
that.
did. And this is how we work together to figure out how we get stuff done and to Tyler's point, yeah, we, at the division level, we do this every year with the legislature. They just always come in like, 2% or 5%, just give us your number and sometimes they return it back or they don't, but you've already made the cut and you just deal with it. So, anyway. So what we'll do is when we get these numbers complete, we'll basically vote on and have a motion to approve that to push forward for funding with contingencies. Like I said, that we're still partway through this process. Other monies could become available that we could shift over to, and that still could change some, but everything that we, are wanting to fund here, that's going to happen. Let's see, question?
No, you said you're looking for a motion. That was my motion.
Not yet. I wasn't looking for a motion yet. Let's let
Oh.
Melissa finish getting your numbers. So cancel that.
Go back to your YouTube video. We'll let you know when it's time.
No, so while she's working on that, till we get to that point, any ideas on a field tour this year?
I want to see him burn Bicknell bottoms.
Right. Get Lamb out there. We'll see a fire. So Daniel, remind us where we've been at on tours last 2 or 3 years, and then we've gone through a lot of projects. We've seen a bunch of stuff here today. These aren't completed; these are proposed, and there's a lot of projects that are in progress or have been completed.
Last year we were at Bicknell Bottoms, Fish Lake.
It was raining, so no fires last year.
In 2024, we went up to Thistle Creek. 23, we did Cinnamon Creek. 22, we did Monroe Mountain.
And we had to back all the way back up the mountain because the road had washed out. That was great.
Monroe's a lot different now.
2021, we did Mud Creek and Huntington Creek. And 2, we did Strawberry River and Lake Canyon.
So
all the regions kind of took a turn. So Southern did 2 here in the last little bit, but I don't know if Northeast or Southeast has any ideas or suggestions, TJ or Pat? I mean, what I was even kind of thinking about was, in 2019, we did take the council up there right after the Strawberry River burn. We took a tour of
saw the
that.
washout. Yeah.
We could potentially hit 2 regions if we wanted to hit like the Strawberry Ridge type projects, which is in the central region. That's kind of some aspen work they've been doing up there, and then go hit the Strawberry River and see what it looks like afterwards.
That would be cool.
You can arrange for us to get some poles in the water.
Fish there. Other suggestions? Regions?
Yeah, anything that the council wants to see, especially those of you that are new on the council. Just a lot of stuff happening statewide. I mean, all the stuff we've been talking about now is like, proposals for the next funding cycle. And there's so much that's already been in the works and you're probably not aware of it, but
I think we've got some new WMAs that we've acquired that might be fun for Habitat Council to go and see what that means for us to manage the land and why some of those WMA maintenance budgets are important. It also, if I don't know where we're at on the Book Cliff stuff, but like seeing, I don't know if everybody's seen like the Book Cliffs roadless area, but that might be a neat one to go and see is Habitat Council on a priority area for the division. Not necessarily, I mean, there are tons of projects out there, but
yeah. So we're hoping to close before June 31st on a big chunk of the Oak Cliffs Trust Lands block. We have the legislative appropriation for that, and they're having a board meeting on May 21st, I believe, to finalize our deal there. And so any support that you all can provide or sportsmen's groups can provide, it's helpful. At that meeting, it's not a done deal. And so that is a big one for us that we're working on right now. That's yeah. Yeah. Was there a specific property that you were thinking of, Kobe, when you mentioned that? I mean, we've been to Cinnamon Creek a couple of times, I think.
I was thinking about, I was thinking about just the Book Cliffs in general. Like there's a ton of history there with fires in the early 2000s, a ton of habitat work, a ton of guzzler work. Has Habitat Council ever gone out there, or is that like everybody worried because that's a long ways too? So, but it's
a long ways.
We did it in
really. Yeah. What's that?
We did Book Cliffs in 2018.
We did it.
It's been a few years.
Overnight.
Yep, we did an overnight stay out there. And the two new properties that we purchased, I mean, East Canyon's one, the Cook Canyon property, Cook WMA.
Yeah, Cook WMA is another one. Yeah.
I just was going to mention that Robbie mentioned last meeting, 12 Mile.
That's right.
See, that's not a new WMA, but they've done a lot of work down there.
Yeah, we could do that, or we could wait till next year and after we get the burn done, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, better to wait on that one if we can think that we're gonna actually burn there. Okay. So let's talk about
I have to jump off, but I support whatever motion is made.
Okay.
I'll give my vote to Austin.
Thanks, Kobe. Yeah, let's look to wrap this up, and so what's the top of our list on
We had the Strawberry Ridge River Project, WMA East Canyon, Book Cliffs Roadless, Cook WMA, and then 12 Mile, which catch grass.
Okay, with the Strawberry Ridge.
Okay. That sound right? So a day trip on that, or is that what you're there?
It'd be
Just a
probably
day trip, right?
Robbie, you've done a lot of projects up there on Strawberry Ridge, right?
Yeah, that'd be a really cool one because it's right off the road, and then like you say, you could go over to the Strawberry River after that easily. So you just drive that Highway 40. You wanted to do that?
Sound all right? Wonderful. Okay, so let's pick a date. So what about, I mean, how early or late do you want to start, Daniel? I mean, I'm looking at the last week of June is, at least for DWR habitat stuff, is fairly open, like 24th is a Wednesday.
That won't work for me.
Yeah, I won't be here. I'll be flying home.
So it's not that whole week then, maybe.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Um, yeah. Yeah, the week before that, super booked up. So going into next week, we're getting close to the holiday week, not week, but you have June 30th or July 1st. Like I said, that's beginning or mid of the holiday week. That might be tough. 30th works.
Yeah, I'm good that day.
I don't have anything on my calendar that day.
Okay. June 30th.
That works for me. Does it work for Pat? I guess Pat would do the river, right? Or who would do the river portion?
Yes, June 30th works for Strawberry River.
Okay. All right. Let's pick June 30th then. Austin?
Yep.
You good?
I'm good.
Okay. Lisa, you're not in Mexico?
Sure.
All right. Tyler?
I'm good.
All right. Okay, mark it June 30th. Daniel, if you can get a safe date sent out to everybody right away.
In a few minutes.
Okay. Sounds good. More details to come. Any of the council, we can, whether you want to go and meet at the initial location on your own, you're welcome to do that, or you can come and ride along with some of our staff that'll be going up. We can ride together.
Did that once.
Fine.
It was tough. Just kidding. I don't carpool, so I was trying.
And that's fine. You did great. All right. So where do we end up on the ICP total amount, Melissa?
ICP total amount is.
It's 201.
Okay, so Kobe's not on anymore, so we have some more room that we can work on. When you look at these other numbers, yeah, so we're in the black on sport fish, waterfowl, upland game, and red is still in big game, but we'll figure that out. But we're basically on the positive side total $1,200. So maybe we'll put that towards TJ's pipeline project.
I was going to ask for it. I'm like, hey, if you got a little bit of money, can I have it?
Either that, I'm sure.
TJ's like, you took enough.
TJ's scared to say anything at this point.
Right.
Next time, I'm just going to lay low, not say anything. I'm going to be there in person, and just not say a word. And we're going to try that strategy.
Strategy.
Learn as you go.
No, everybody, coughed something up. So that was good. No, we appreciate everybody. And thank you for being here. Thank you for serving with us. Please come and be on the tour. Appreciate your time.
Do we need to do a motion to approve
Yes,
this?
we do. We need to.
I don't want you to forget.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, before we go, maybe pull up the WRI tours. We have 5 tours just for our regions. If you guys feel like getting out some more, we always invite the council to come along with us. So it's on our website. More information will get posted as we kind of develop the tours, but at least I think 4 of the 5 dates are set at least.
Yeah, so coming right up, right?
So if you want to tag along on
May
one of these,
14th. May 14th is the first one. Northeast region.
you're welcome to join us. Just let one of our 4 of us know which on the list.
And Northern region, did they just send out the date? They sent 3 possible dates.
Sounds good. So I need a motion to make final approval for our project list.
Motion to approve.
All right, Blake, got a motion, got a second from Austin. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say no. All right, motion passes. We will move it forward and look forward to,
Heavy lift, everyone.
yeah, it's always a fun back and forth. So, thank you again for working with us. Thanks Lisa for the support. Allison and Melissa, you did a great job. AV support, if you're still hearing us. Thank you. And we are adjourned for the year. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Well.